my name's Ryan, and today we'll be discussing how the revolution of work affects education today, and how as prospective teachers we need to be aware of these changes, not only to learn from them but also to use them as a foundation for future change. So our special guest today is Janet.
Hello.
How are you
Ryan?
today, Janet? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
This is good. Now, Janet, how exactly are work and education linked?
Well, Ryan, as Calanthus and Cope argue that people live to work. Work gives meaning to life and puts food on the table. Now, the type of work someone does depends on the amount of education and expertise that person has. So, simply put, education provides the skills for work.
So true. So how exactly has work evolved?
There have been three stages in the evolution of work: the Fordism stage, the post-Fordism stage, and the productive diversity stage. The Fordism stage, which is named after Henry Ford of Ford Motors, consists of work which resembles that of a factory, with strict management and tasks combined together to make the production process, as Calanthus and Cope 2008 discussed. Post-Fordism stage, as you can guess from the name, was a stage that started to deviate from the previous Fordism stage, although some of the changes may not have been fair on all parts. However, critical concepts of the workforce developed, such as automation, multi-skilling, teamwork, horizontal communication, and interaction. Finally, the productive diversity stage is the current stage of work and is commonly known as knowledge economy. This stage involves a range of people, which include those of different skill levels, different nationalities, and even different organisations, all cohesively working together.
Cool. Okay, but how exactly was work and education linked during this revolution?
Well, Calanthus and Cope 2008 discussed the four dimensions linking work and education as being technology, management, workers' education and skills, and markets and society.
Okay.
Now, technology went from being focused on mass production with no emphasis on the skill of the worker to then applying information technology and then further to an increased knowledge of workplace culture resulting in negotiations at work. Now, management started out as being a hierarchy with discipline to being about teamwork and eventually being about contribution and partnership. Workers' education and skills initially was didactic education with a division of labour to then authentic education with a focus on multi-skilling to eventually a transformative education and dynamic knowledge. And finally, markets and society began as producing cheap products for mass markets and cultural conformity. Then it changed into being a more differentiated market and again changed into a mass customization for niche markets. So in conclusion, as the type of work in society changes, this therefore will correlate to changes in education to accommodate it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So how will this affect us as future educators going into the field?
Well, as you know, nothing's ever going to stay constant. So at the moment, it's transformative knowledge and a productive diversity stage, but eventually it'll change again.
Yeah.
So we need to be aware that changes are always going to be occurring. So the education system itself will need to accommodate the change and go with the flow.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's more about being ready for the change. We're not supposed to know everything. We're supposed to be learning as well as educating.
Yep.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this has been Revolution of Learning with Janet and Ryan.
See ya.
Bye.